In this video, we shall talk about test results reports and basic principles of test results reporting. Let's start with several definitions. Of course, there are a lot of different reports in software testing, but we shall talk about test report or test result report, such documentation that summarizes test activities and results. Why is test result report so important? I hope you remember from the previous chapters of our training that testing activities may be divided into three parts, like planning, like acting, and the third, summarizing results, analysis, and reporting. So, as we see here, test result report is the basis for the planning of the next iteration, because what we get here we use for planning there, and then the circle repeats. So we have to know where we are in order to continue working, to decide where to go and how to go there. The reporting is the basis for the next analysis and planning. And here we come to more test result report purposes. This idea we were just discussing is the basis for the planning of the next iteration. And the next idea is that test result report is a reliable source of information for stakeholders, those people who are interested in the project and eager to know how things are going. The principles of test result reporting are rather simple. The test result report is usually published on some known schedule, so everybody knows when to expect the next test result report. Usually the test lead is responsible for the test result report creation. Of course, he may pass this responsibility to someone from his team, but nevertheless he is the responsible by default. If needed, in most of the cases it's needed, the test result report may be discussed on a meeting in order to come to some new decisions, to solve some problems, and so on. And of course, the test result report is created based on some template in order not to waste resources on thinking and inventing each time some new approaches. So the template is usually known. Once the test result report is created, several different people use it. Who are those people? First of all, stakeholders, including the customer. They get information on the progress and on the current situation. Project manager gets information to make managerial decisions, because he also has to know what's going on and how things are going. The development team lead gets another point of view because, of course, he sees the situation from the point of view of the development, but test result report gives him another point of view, the point of view of testing. And testing team lead, of course, he is responsible for creating the report, but he also summarizes the knowledge. Maybe he was just thinking about something, but now he sees it clearly, and he also gets a good evidence that may prove his new ideas, his managerial decisions, his demands to stakeholders, to project manager, something to discuss with development or maybe with his own team. And in the next two videos we shall discuss sections of test result report.